Hello everyone. Martin Luther King Jr. was not only a symbol of the civil rights movement but also a man whose timeless words about freedom, justice, and love continue to inspire the world. Let's explore his most powerful quotes that will surely bring you deep reflection and motivation. 1. I have a dream. These four simple words became one of the most powerful and unforgettable phrases in modern history. When Martin Luther King Jr. stood before thousands in Washington, D.C. in 1963 and declared, "I have a dream," he was not only sharing his personal vision but also speaking for millions who longed for justice, equality, and dignity. His dream was a world where children of different races could hold hands without fear, where opportunities were not limited by skin color, and where peace triumphed over hatred. The beauty of this statement lies in its simplicity and universality. Everyone can dream, and every great change begins with a dream. King's words remind us that no matter how dark the present may seem, hope and imagination can light the path to a brighter future. Even today, "I have a dream" inspires people across the globe to fight for freedom, equality, and human rights. It is not just a speech from the past, it is a timeless call to action for all generations. 2. Injustice anywhere is a threat to justice everywhere. This quote emphasizes the interconnectedness of humanity. Martin Luther King Jr. reminds us that when injustice occurs in one place, it weakens the foundation of justice everywhere else. It is not enough to think, "That problem is not mine," or "It happens far away." If we stay silent in the face of injustice, we allow it to spread, and eventually, it will reach us too. King teaches that justice cannot be selective or limited by borders, it must be universal. When we defend justice for others, we are also protecting justice for ourselves. This principle applies in all aspects of life, from social issues to the workplace. Whenever we ignore discrimination, corruption, or unfairness, we contribute to a system that will eventually harm everyone. His words challenge us to act, not just for our personal benefit, but for the greater good of humanity. 3. Darkness cannot drive out darkness, only light can do that. Hate cannot drive out hate, only love can do that. This is one of King's most famous teachings, centered on the power of love and compassion. He believed that hatred could never be defeated by more hatred, it only creates a cycle of violence. Instead, the only force that can overcome darkness is light, and the only way to transform hate is through love. These words are not just poetic, they are deeply practical. In conflicts, whether personal or global, responding with anger only fuels division. But choosing kindness, forgiveness, and love can break the chain and open the way to peace. King was not naive, he understood that love requires courage, discipline, and strength. To love your enemy does not mean accepting injustice, it means confronting it with dignity and humanity. His words remain a timeless guide for individuals and nations alike. True progress is built on love, not hatred. 4. Faith is taking the first step even when you don't see the whole staircase. Here, King describes the essence of faith, action without complete certainty. Many people hesitate to begin their journey because they cannot see the final outcome. But faith means trusting that if you take the first step, the rest will unfold in time. This lesson applies not only to spirituality but also to everyday life. When you start a new career, pursue education, or stand up for justice, you rarely see the entire path ahead. Yet progress is made step by step. King's words encourage us to move forward even in uncertainty, guided by hope and conviction. The staircase may be hidden, but each step taken in faith brings us closer to our goal. This mindset builds resilience and courage, allowing people to overcome fear of the unknown. Without faith, great movements for justice, including the civil rights movement, could never have begun. 5. The time is always right to do what is right. This quote is a call to immediate action. Too often, people wait for the perfect moment to stand up for what is just. King reminds us that such a moment does not exist, the right time to do the right thing is always now. Whether it is speaking against injustice, helping someone in need, or making ethical choices, delaying only allows wrong to grow stronger. This wisdom challenges our tendency to remain passive or comfortable. Doing what is right may be inconvenient or risky, but it is never wrong. King's words encourage us to act with integrity in every situation, no matter how small. Even a simple act of kindness or honesty can make a difference. Injustice thrives on silence and hesitation, justice grows through courage and timely action. By living with this principle, we make each moment meaningful and purposeful. 6. Our lives begin to end the day we become silent about things that matter. King warns about the danger of silence. Life loses its true meaning when we stop standing up for important values like justice, love, and truth. Physical death is inevitable, but moral and spiritual death comes much earlier, on the day we choose to ignore what really matters. Too many people remain silent out of fear, comfort, or indifference, and this silence allows injustice to survive. King challenges us to raise our voices, even when it is difficult. Speaking up for what is right is not just about protecting others, it is about keeping our own humanity alive. Whether in society or in personal relationships, silence in the face of wrongdoing makes us part of the problem. His words remind us, to truly live, we must have the courage to defend what is just and meaningful. 7. We must accept finite disappointment, but never lose infinite hope. This quote reflects King's remarkable optimism. He acknowledges that life is filled with setbacks and disappointments. No one is free from pain, failure, or injustice. But while disappointment is temporary and limited, hope is boundless. The key to resilience is holding on to hope, even when circumstances seem bleak. King's own struggle in the civil rights movement was filled with obstacles, arrests, threats, and violence, but he never let despair control him. Instead, he believed in a better future and inspired others to do the same. His words encourage us to face difficulties with patience and faith, knowing that tomorrow can bring change. Disappointment teaches us lessons, but hope gives us strength to keep moving forward. Hope is not passive, it is an active force that fuels courage, creativity, and perseverance. 8. Life's most persistent and urgent question is, what are you doing for others? King highlights the importance of service and compassion. True meaning in life does not come from wealth, power, or fame, but from what we give to others. This question, what are you doing for others, challenges us to look beyond ourselves and measure our lives by the positive impact we create. Helping others does not always mean grand acts, even small gestures of kindness, support, or encouragement can make a difference. King reminds us that service is the foundation of community and humanity. By serving others, we not only improve their lives but also find our own purpose and fulfillment. A selfish life may bring temporary pleasure, but only a life of service creates lasting value. His words inspire us to live with generosity and compassion, making the world better for everyone. 9. Freedom is never voluntarily given by the oppressor, it must be demanded by the oppressed. This quote speaks to the reality of power and justice. Those who hold power rarely give it up willingly, especially if it benefits them. King understood that freedom and equality must be actively demanded by those who are denied it. Waiting for the oppressor to change is waiting in vain. This principle was at the heart of the civil rights movement. Change came not because it was granted, but because people demanded it through protest, sacrifice, and persistence. The lesson applies beyond politics, whether in society, the workplace, or personal life, those who face unfairness must assert their rights. It takes courage and unity to demand justice, but it is the only path to true freedom. King's words are both a warning and a source of empowerment. Freedom is never given, it must be claimed. 10. Love is the only force capable of transforming an enemy into a friend. King believed in the extraordinary power of love to heal divisions. Hatred only deepens hostility, but love has the strength to transform relationships and societies. To love your enemy is not weakness, it is the highest form of strength. Love does not mean ignoring injustice, it means addressing it without dehumanizing the other person. By choosing love, we refuse to mirror hatred. King's philosophy was rooted in nonviolence, where love was the guiding principle. History shows that enemies can become allies when forgiveness and compassion replace bitterness. In our personal lives, too, conflicts can be resolved not through revenge, but through understanding and kindness. King's wisdom reminds us that love is not just an emotion but a powerful tool for transformation. Where hatred divides, love unites. Where anger destroys, love builds bridges.